everybody, and welcome to our Wildcats Media Sports Podcast. I'm Adán Wright, joined by Bryson Maloney. Across from me, I have Danny Cobb and Seth Bynog. And every week, we like to have an esteemed guest, normally from other sports programs. You know, we've had soccer, we've had basketball, we've had a lot of sports. But this time, we have a different kind of athlete, a different kind of guest today. We have our own president, Dr. Mark Johnson, here with us. How you doing, Dr.
What's
Johnson?
going on, man? Good to see you. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. It's an honor.
It's an it is. It's really cool.
Of course.
Both ways.
So normally we always start very similarly. Yeah. Bryson always starts off with the first question. So Bryson, get us started.
Well, tell the folks, the viewers, a little bit about yourself, of course.
Yeah.
Those who don't know who you are.
Yeah, so Mark Johnson, my name. I've been married 30 years. That means I'm old. I got 4 kids. I know. 4 kids, high school, college, and in middle school. Been doing a lot of stuff over the years between pastoring churches and planting churches and some professional sports and being the president of college. So it's been just an amazing journey. All the educational journey through Princeton Theological Seminary, Washington and Jefferson College in Pennsylvania, in New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. So that took me on a road to getting here to you all. So basically, I'm your president because I've been in school all my life. That's pretty much what it is. Know every angle and facet of it, and so it's been a journey watching it all unfold. So it's been a good time, and we're enjoying it, being here with you guys now.
Awesome. So this is a sports podcast, so we have to get down to
sports.
Yeah,
we don't have to say sports, but because we tend to go off the rails sometimes.
Here and there.
Yeah.
But we want to ask you, tell us about your career. You were an athlete.
Yeah.
I'd say probably still are pretty athletic. So
just enough.
I think you still got it.
Yeah. I think so. So tell us about your career.
If I just talk about my career, I would start back in freshman in high school. And why is that important? Because if some people don't know, I have a twin brother. And so my twin brother and I, we have a twin brother, man. So having a twin brother, you're competitive all the time. So we both tried out for our freshman basketball team at Elyria High School in Elyria, Ohio. It's the size of Pineville. And he made the team, and I did not. And so I spent a whole year as the stat guy. Just keeping stats for the team the whole time. Now, what's crazy about it is they had 2 teams, a red team and a white team. And that means so many people, so many opportunities for me to be on a team, and I got cut. So here's how they did it back in that day. They would write it on the board, write everybody's name on the board, and then when they write your name on you, if you see your name, you're on the team. If you don't see your name, you're not on the team. And so I told my mom, I know I'm going to make the team. So I went and saw my brother's name. I was like, yes, Matt's on the team. And I kept looking and kept looking and kept looking. And I was like, I didn't make it? I was like, what's up? I was like, oh, my goodness. And so I went to the coach, and he was like, we had some tough decisions to make and that kind of thing. And so I remember going to my dad. My dad's a pastor. He goes, hey, you got 2 choices. Either you can get better and make it next year, or you can quit basketball forever. So not in my DNA to quit. And so that's when it went steroid style. I didn't take steroids, but it went steroid style on me, man. And I blacked out, man. So every time I got a chance, I was playing basketball. So I was going to all the games, looking at all the plays, seeing who the players are, watching my brother, giving him advice. And so I learned the game of basketball. So that next year, that sophomore year, it wasn't 2 teams, it was just 1. So the chances, of course, sunk in. And I made the team, man. And then from then, just no looking back. So that really started my whole journey of this professional sports, is that feeling of getting cut. And I think you see a lot of stories like that, right? Most of the professional athletes who are obsessed with the game, something happened to them down the line, and they turned into something else because they felt this defeat. A lot of people don't want to feel that. And so I can tell people who've been hurt by the sport, and then when they come back on a different level because they felt it. So that's the start of my career.
Awesome. I mean, you hear about Michael Jordan, it's very similar.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're Michael Jordan. I'm just saying it's a similar story.
So that's phase 1. That's phase 1.
So I guess phase 2 then would be West Jefferson.
Yeah.
You were recently inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they had a Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah.
So tell us about, I guess, your career there at West Jefferson.
So Washington and Jefferson College is a small school in Pennsylvania, right? And so this school, we made a shift because, again, I got cut from playing basketball, so I wasn't on anyone's radar screen, but my twin brother was. And so the coach from Washington and Jefferson College actually came to see my twin brother. I just happened to be in the room, and I stood up. I'm taller than my twin brother, so I was taller. He's like, wait, who's this guy right here? I was like, that's my brother. He's like, wait, does he play basketball? Yes, he does. We'll take him too. So I was really an add-on.
Oh, wow.
I was just an add-on to this college, and I was just like, man, dude, this is killing me. But in it all, you can start seeing God doing some things. And so we went to college there, had an opportunity to start to compete and did well, start seeing some success. The first year went well, second year, and then all of a sudden, basketball started to slow down a little bit for me. And I think athletes who know what that means, even if you're esports or whatever you're doing, there's a moment where the game just gets easy and it just slows down.
Yeah.
And basketball was like that. It was like the ball was coming and I could just catch it, or I would go for a dunk and I would jump in the air and it seemed like I was in the air forever. I was like, I can do things with it, double pump, reverse, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so the game starts slowing down for me, but I'm at a Division III school, so I'm like, how do you go pro from a Division III school? Right. And so had some success there. The weird part about that is, and I think this is what sports does for people, it gives you an opportunity to find your way in other fields, because I didn't want to just be known as an athlete, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And so I think for me, more important being an athlete was being the first African-American senior class commencement speaker. And that's kind of shifted gears where people didn't just see me as an athlete, but now there's something more to that. And so that started the journey there. So that's phase 2, my college years. I think the best time I had in college was we played against a Division I school, Princeton University, large school. We're a small school like this school. We play a large Division I school, and I just had a breakout game because I got sick on the plane. On the plane. And I was like, we had practice right after the plane dropped. So we land, we get on the Princeton University, this massive stadium, and their team starts walking past, and I'm rolling my eyes at them because I'm sick. And I'm like, man, you guys going to get it tomorrow. I'm like this little guy, you guys going to get it tomorrow. In that game, I had like 27 points.
Wow.
And all these things.
Man.
I was like, the ball was just fine to me. My twin brother was fine to me. That's the advantage of playing with a twin brother. He can just feed you. He knows where you need it. And so I had a big breakout game at a Division I school, and that really kind of, I said, man, maybe I can really play this game.
Right.
And so when I graduated from Washington and Jefferson College, now I'm shifting over to this dream of playing in the NBA. That's what you want to do. And so I struggled. I got a regular job starting out. So I was an auditor for a state of Ohio. I was a state auditor for Ohio, helping them out do some stuff on the political side, all that kind of stuff. And I still had this dream. I'm like, man, there's got to be a way to do this. Mm-hmm. And so they call it a U.S. select team. So they were taking the Division I schools to, where did I go? We went to Brazil. Yeah, we went to Brazil. Sao Paulo. Okay. Went to Sao Paulo, took a team over there. Somehow I got on this team with them, and I just played, had a good time, and they were going to select someone from that team. I felt like I did great. Didn't work out. So I came back home, just went back to work, was getting ready to go to school, do some other things. I got another call in Germany, and so they were like, we're looking for your twin brother. They were not looking for me. So my twin brother was supposed to go overseas and play basketball on this team in Germany, but he hurt his Achilles because he was training for the Olympics. So he was a track and field star, all this other kind of stuff. So he was training at the same time like Michael Johnson and all those guys were training for during the Olympic time. He tore his Achilles, so he couldn't do it. He said, hey, I got a twin brother. See, the story of my life is high school, college, now pro. Yeah. It's been my twin brother. They're looking for him, and they keep finding me. And so I'm now overseas in Germany. I get dropped off. There is nothing there except me. No one has seen me play. No one knows anything about me. And so I'm dropped off in Augsburg, Germany, and the only thing I remember is getting picked up from my teammate. And he was just driving like 150 down the Autobahn because there's no speed limit. So he just taking off. Sure. I'm like, man, and I felt safe. I was like, man, this is cool. He's just flying. He's flying. This dude is flying.
Feel safe.
Wow. That's crazy.
And so we start practicing, man, and we just started having a good time. And I was like, man, okay, why do they have me here? They have all these great players here. I just couldn't figure out where I fit. I'm like, man, this dude's I'm passing the ball to him. He's dunking the ball. I'm like, man, what's going on? So the game comes. And then when we had our first game, I remember, I get the ball, I'm double teamed. I pass it to my teammate, and he has this look in his eyes. And I was like, why is he looking at me? And he passed it back to me. And I was like, dude, I'm double teamed. Like, I passed it back to him. This is in the middle of a game. We're going back and forth in the middle of a game. I was like, and he passed it back to me, and I was like, oh. And I just start shooting it. Every time I got the ball, I just start shooting it. because that's when I found out there's a difference between practice players and game players. There's just a difference. In practice, you can have some great athletes who can do some great things, but does it translate into the game?
Sure.
And that was the first time it clicked on me, like, man, just because you can shoot when the lights are bright and the people are watching, I mean, because we had some battery throwing people in the stands. Like if their team lost, it was like war, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that's been the whole journey of it all. And just watching it unfold was pretty awesome.
Very cool.
So that was a long soliloquy. So I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
But
That's great. That's great. No, I like that.
Excellent.
It was long.
No, that's exactly what I was looking for. So I was doing some research and I could not find. What is the name of the team that you played on?
It was a club in Augsburg in the Oberliga. So the Oberliga is like a tiered division team.
I see.
So you have the Bundesliga, the Landesliga, and then the Oberliga. And so all these are club teams that compete at the highest level. So we were taking a team to the next level by winning more games, just like they do overseas and the football.
So
soccer.
you got promoted.
Yeah, so we elevated up. And so that's the game. Now here's where it gets strange. So all these things are happening and we're having a great season. I'm leading the league in scoring. Everything is going, happening well. I'm like, man, maybe I can come back to the States. So I come back to the States and played in it was called the CBA then, but it was, what is it called? The minor league team here for the NBA?
G League?
The G League. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like the G League then. So I come back from playing overseas and a part of the G League they were called the Columbus Cagers at the time. And so they were a team that I played with some of the old guys, like Rick Barry's son was coaching. Bobby Knight had a son. Wow. Pat Knight was his name. He coached one of our teams, and so we had all those guys. So I'm playing with all these Division I athletes who I'm normally watching on television, and I'm going, man, just like there's a guy by the name Nick Van Exel. If that name you don't know,
he got really excited hearing that name.
Very.
Yes, sir.
Didn't he play
Nick Van Exel? He played for Lakers.
I thought he was on the Spurs too. At some
by way of Cincinnati. He was Cincinnati, Ohio. So Corey Blunt. I don't know if you remember Corey Blunt, but those guys. So we played against them in the summer league team, and it was the time where I was done with basketball because I was like, man, this is the NBA dream, and so I took it out on that game. I was doing all kind of stuff. What I didn't know that there's levels to the game. So there's a physical level to the game.
Yeah.
And so Corey Blunt sent me a message that I'll never forget because nobody wanted to call Nick Van Exel because he was just too quick and too fast. There's levels to the NBA. So I guarded Nick Van Exel because I was just already frustrated and upset. I was like, I got Nick. And everybody goes, what? But I was like a Division III school. Nobody knows who I am. Yeah. And so I'm guarding this NBA player, and I could tell that there's gears that he has. So he wasn't playing on his top gear. I was playing on my highest gear.
Right.
And so I'm doing all this kind of stuff, laying up dunks, and Corey Blunt came through, and he gave me an elbow, and he lifted me off the ground from the free throw line to like the three-point line, and I just landed like, and he's like, don't embarrass Nick. That's all he said. Don't embarrass Nick. I was like, all right, man, we good. But by then, I'm already in that mode. My brain's already going. And I'm just like, man, I'm gonna kill all y'all, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then Nick turned it up just a touch, not all the way, but because he was in All-Star with all those guys. Kobe still talked about him on some of the before he passed away, and I got a taste of the NBA, and I was like, yeah, that's another level. Yeah. But I knew it was because I was in Germany when Dallas Mavericks, Germany, Dirk, when Dirk was there. So I played against Dirk's team after he left and went to the Dallas Mavericks. And so seeing him, a 7-footer who's doing the same things I'm doing at 6'5", you're like, yeah, the league is changing. And so that's when you put it all together. You're like, okay, God has a plan for you to experience certain things. There's some areas you can go, and there's certain areas where you're like, yeah, that's the next level. And that NBA world is it's a different level. So it was pretty cool.
Whatever happened to your twin brother? Like, what did he do?
Right.
What did he do?
Yeah, man. So he stopped. He tore his Achilles or strained it. He didn't tear it. He strained it, and then he just stopped playing sports. He's working at Porsche now. He's working at Porsche in Atlanta, Georgia, right now. So
wow.
He drives one too. So company car, of course.
Well,
but he sets the APR for Porsche, and he used to do some things with BMW as well. So, but we still talk. You guys will meet him. He'll be here at some point. in the spring. He'll be here at some point in the spring.
That's very cool.
But he's been good. It's been good, though. But that's the world of sports. Like, the sports world can take you all over the world, right?
Yeah.
And so that's been the main thing. And, you guys doing what you're doing, you're being exposed to people in different worlds and everything else. So it's been good to see.
So how do you feel like that's like going from like basketball player to president? Obviously, there's a lot of things in between, but I mean, what do you feel like that is like? I am like this because I was in Germany playing basketball. I was like this because I played against Nick Van Exel or something like that. How do you feel like that is for you?
Just leadership. I think that's what it comes down to. You have to be able to lead. It was what was interesting is that I was there as a shooting guard. My point guard on the team left the team. He just quit for whatever reason. He didn't want to play anymore. He's like, he's out. Let the American do it. That kind of thing. And then my coach came to me and says, "Do you think you can play point guard?" I was like, "Absolutely." Now, I couldn't play point guard at all. I didn't know how to play it at all, but I was going to be on the court. I had the ball in my hand a lot, and I could figure out how to work it. And so the lessons that I learned with how do you lead a team, bring them together, you have to set them up, because our guys were a little bit nervous about playing the game. And so we spent a lot of time just what needs who and what shot, what do I need? I need to stay back from him, give him some time. And you start learning the principles of leadership. And there was a couple of things that stood out to me. Number one, you got to trust the people that you're with, right? So that was, I guess, in basketball and everything else, when I'm passing you the ball, I'm trusting you that you're going to take a good shot. And I think in leadership here, you have a lot of people who have responsibilities in certain areas, and I can micromanage them, I can, or I can trust them of passing the ball. It's like, it's yours, and take it, because something's going to happen. I'm going to see what happens. Either you make the shot or you miss it. I'm going to find out. And so leadership was a big one. The other one is just humility. Like even when my name's in the paper or things are going on, not letting that get to your head to the point where, your team's looking at you like you think you're better than all of us, right? Yeah. And so even a position like this, I'm not better than anybody else. To be honest with you guys, you are my boss. You know what I mean? You are paying our salaries. You're paying for these lights to be on, all the things that we have here. It's because of your presence here that you guys allow us to do what we do. And so there's a respect level that we have on our end, in the same way with my teammates, respect level because of what you do. And collectively, we change things around. So it's been a good journey, kind of seeing how leadership works and how you do it along the way. So it's been pretty good. That works in the academic setting, the religious setting, the political setting, all those things. So anyone who plays sports, you just have a different kind of rhythm, especially team sports. So that's when it gets interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of leadership, you were a character coach at Tulane, for Tulane's basketball team.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about that experience.
Yeah, that was the fun part, because I don't know if you're going here, but before as a character coach, I was the chaplain for the Cleveland Indians. So so all of it kind of works together. And that came. They weren't looking for my brother; they were looking for me. But I had to start there before I can get to the character coach here. I had to get uncomfortable in a new baseball setting. So now they're hearing about a pastor of a church, because what happened was sports again. I was pastoring a traditional church in Cleveland, Ohio, but I was playing basketball in the neighborhood, and I was dunking on people. And they said I didn't know pastors could dunk, that kind of thing. And so we spent a lot of time having conversations in my place in the hood where I'm from with all the guys. I said, "Man, I see you on the court all the time, but y'all don't ever come to church. Dude, I don't ever." He said, "Man, we like you. We just don't like church." And I said, "All right, what does church look like?" I just threw it out. What does church look like? I mean, everybody's around us in the neighborhood. We're all talking. They were like, "Man, we play basketball and you preach at halftime." And I was like, "All right, bet. Let's do it." And they were like, "What?" I was like, "No, let's do it." So I was pastoring a church in Cleveland, Ohio, and then I had I had 2 services there, and then I had an afternoon service basketball church and we called it Encourage Church, because all we wanted to do was encourage the neighborhood. And so we started that church, and it got up to about 185 guys. Wow. So I started appealing to all these churches, and the greatest thing for me about Southern Baptist Convention, that all these churches work together. Because if you think about the Southern Baptist Convention, there's 46,000 churches, about 12 million people, and they're all working together to try to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. So when people was hearing about what I was doing, they were sending balls. They were sending finances so we can buy uniforms. They were helping us pay for referees. We had the buildings going on. So we had this huge thing happening. And I'll tell you another story about sports. And so we had this huge gym. The city officials from Cleveland, Ohio, gave us this gym. It was like a multi-million-dollar gym
Wow.
that they were not using. Said, Mark, you can have it because we know what you're doing. We're trying to help the community. Yes, do it. And so we had all of that space going on. And, of course, in the middle of that, you're going to have some tough stuff happening too. So while we were playing basketball, some guy from the neighborhood walks in the middle of the gym and just stands there. And when he stood there, everybody stopped playing. And everybody went up to him. What's up? What's up? What's up? And I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, but for everybody in the gym to stop, I better figure out who this guy is.
Right.
So I walk up to him and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? You know, I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody just stopped and start giving this guy love. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? And he was like, yeah, I'm just checking it out. He said it just like that. I'll never forget because that's that close. I'm just checking it out. And I'm looking around. I'm going, yeah, man. He's like, tell me how this all started. I said, let me tell you how it all started. Because I'm a pastor 2 blocks away. And I'm the one doing the funerals for all my guys who are getting shot. I'm the one doing that. So I wanted to do something. And then he was like, all right. He's like, all right, I won't mess with perfection. That's exactly what he said. Wow. And he walked out, and I never saw him again. What I didn't know is that 2 blocks down the street, he had a gym. And he was playing basketball in that gym, but they were playing for money. And he thought I was trying to cut into his money. So I didn't know what's going on. And so he was a big guy in the neighborhood who kind of controlled, and this was his territory.
Sure.
But once he found out what I was doing, he signed off on it. And then everybody got comfortable, and we started playing again. So when I talk about sports has been a part of my life, it's been a part of my journey. Mm-hmm. So having that Encourage Church, that name, Encourage Church, rung the ear of Cleveland Indians, the baseball team.
Wow. Okay.
And they were like, man, we're looking for somebody to be a chaplain for our team, and we see this Encourage Church. I said, that guy, whoever that is, got to be pretty cool. And I'm like, okay. So they had to come. They came to my house. They came to my church. They vetted everything. I mean, they sat in my kitchen, talked to my kids, talked to my wife. I mean, they were vetting. And then he was like, yeah, man, I think you're our guy. I'll let you know in a couple of weeks. We're gonna take a poll with our team, our organization. And they said, yeah, you're our guy. So they came back and they flew me right out to Arizona for spring training. And I went out there for spring training for the first time ever, not knowing anything about baseball. And I told him, I said, I'm not a baseball guy, dude. I'm a basketball guy. He was like, that's why we want you. Because we don't want a baseball guy. Because they'll be looking at them like they're fans and they're all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He said, we just want you. I was like, bet. So I walked into the spring training room. What's not called a locker room? It's called a dugout. Whatever their area where they locker room is. Mm-hmm. And I'm 6'5". Everybody else is like 5'2", big old arms. And here comes this 6'5" black dude like, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Yeah.
And so they were like, who's this dude? Where is he coming from? And so we just hit it off, man, with the team. But it was crazy because the last chaplain who they had was awful, and they didn't want anything to do with it. So all I was getting was the pitchers and catchers. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know Jan Gomes. He won a World Series with the Washington Nationals, but he was a part of us. But somebody had to minister to the whole family. And so I was ministering to the guys, which was only about the baseball, the catchers and pitchers. Mm-hmm. They were ministering to, my wife was ministering to their girlfriends and wives, right?
Okay.
And so my wife was doing ministry for them because we got to do the whole organization.
Sure.
Plus I had 4 other leagues that I had to manage too because I had to do the minor league, the AAA, the single A, the double A.
Really?
And then so I had like 7 or 8 chaplains that I had to manage as I'm managing the major league team. Mm-hmm. And so in doing that, we were able to watch and see. And so their wives loved my wife. Their kids loved my kids. And the wives and girlfriends made the guys come to all of my chaplain sessions. And so it's really weird how God orchestrates everything, but it started there. So by the time I get to New Orleans Seminary, which I was a seminary at, mm-hmm. people hearing that there's a guy that's a chaplain of a team and everything else. And then the Tulane coach called, Ron Hunter. He was the coach at the time. He calls up and he goes, hey, man, won't you come and help our guys out? And I was like, yeah, whatever you need. And so I started meeting with them the day before the game to have a session with them and kind of help those guys lead them where they need to be. And it's been cool ever since. So that's the Tulane circle that started with the Cleveland Indians, and that sports experience opened up the doors to the NFL and to the where I had to do who's the team Tom Brady used to play for?
Patriots.
The other one.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. So, so Tampa Bay, I got a chance to see those guys, and that's a whole nother animal. Those are the biggest guys I've ever seen in my life. So that's the sports world in that world, and then ministry colliding together. And if I hadn't got cut from a team, wouldn't have gave me the energy to go to college, chasing my brother, and then going overseas and chasing that. Having the hunger for that, and then open up all these other doors. So I would say always chase your passion, because when you chase it, God leads you to the other spots where He's trying to take you as well. So that's what happened to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
So through your whole journey, what part of your journey did you meet your wife?
Yeah. So my wife and I met in college, actually, in Russian class of all places.
Russian
class,
Wow.
man. Yeah. So my teammates were like, "Hey, man, take Russian. It's easy. You'll have a good time." They were setting me up. So I was like,
wow.
That's what happened when you're a rookie. When you're a freshman coming in, don't listen to the seniors. They'll tell you all kind of stuff. And so I went to Russian class, and she walked in. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is a nice class. I really like this class. But I was making A's in the class, and she wasn't. And so she needed somebody to help study. I was like, hey, I can help.
Of course.
That's the least I can do.
Right.
This is my story. When you interview her, she'll give you her story. But man, so we spent that time together, but she was a cheerleader. I was a basketball player. So there was a vibe there. And we just kind of made it work, man. And so we got together, and we met in Russian class. I was the first African-American male speaker. She was the first African-American female commencement speaker at Washington and Jefferson. So we went back to back. And we always debate who had the best speech. I was like, girl, yours was the best. And not by far. I'm not even going to, even if it wasn't, I would say it is. And that's how we met, man. And that's been the journey. And she was the one that let me, when we got married, and I think this is important to know, when we got married, we spent a lot of time just kind of talking about careers, what we wanted to do. She's like, listen, man, I know this basketball thing is still on you. She said, you got to see that through. I said, you sure? I said, yeah, you got to see that through. Because if you don't, I have to live with you regretting the fact that you never saw it through.
Yeah.
And so when I was over there start playing professional basketball, she went to Ohio State for her master's degree. So she got a master's from Ohio State. And then she would come up, we would hang out. I was just there for 2 seasons, and then things started to shift a little bit. So it was pretty cool, though. It was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, good time.
Very cool.
Yeah, man.
So
good time.
through y'all journey, how did y'all come about the decision making of like the church, basketball, baseball? How did decision making come?
Was it a team effort?
Yeah, it was a team effort.
I think when it came to the church and basketball, I struggled. With that, because I was like, man, God, I said, God, which one do I pick? I'm like, I want to serve you in ministry, because I accepted my calling in ministry as a junior in college. So I was already preaching and everything as a junior in college. Plus, I'm a third-generation preacher's kid, So my dad, grandpa, everybody's in ministry. And so I started preaching my junior year. I was preaching on campuses and that kind of thing anyway. And so that vibe was going, but I was wrestling. I was like, man, is it basketball? Is it God? Which one I pick? And my dad was like, dude, it's one and the same. It's the same. The ministry, it's the same thing. I was like, what do you mean? I'm trying to understand what it means. He was like, no, you use everything for God's glory and just watch what happens. Wow. And so when I took that step, he was right. He was right, because had I not gone through that basketball experience, I would have never had the opportunities that was afforded to me. So it was almost like it aligned it with ministry. And I tell people that all the time. And so my wife and I had all the time. We said, number one, because we've been doing marriage counseling for like 20-something years. I mean, we just, we do 7 steps to the ring and the things you try to go through. And we always talk about all those different things leading up to it. And so those are the decisions that we make together. We're like, no, we're doing everything to the glory of God, no matter what it is, how it happens. We're going to do it for the glory of God. And so just walking through that together and coming to a decision that there's nothing that's separated out of God's hand. He's involved in everything that we do. So whatever we do it unto the glory of God, and it keeps him in where he needs to be. So that's what we decided to do. It's a good place for us too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Any questions out there?
This might be a little off topic, but what professional sports are you a fan of?
Yeah, so
like what teams, I guess?
So I start losing track of teams after they leave college. When they get to the pros, I'm like, man, that's not the same person. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. LaMelo Ball. Like, following LaMelo Ball and the Ball family all the way through high school, I was like, man, college is USLA, and what Lonzo went through. When they got the pros, they kind of changed a little bit. I'm like, man, this is not the same dudes. But I was rooting for him in the beginning. And then I just kind of slipped. But when it comes to football teams, come on, man, the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh.
I'm from Cleveland. I was a part of the whole chaplaincy system. Wow. So win, lose, or draw. Let me tell you about the Cleveland Browns. So we lost. Oh. We prepared Cleveland. This is how bad our city is. But we're the greatest city in the world. We prepared for an un-Super Bowl parade. So they raised all this money so that we could lose all of our games. Because they just like, our teams are so bad, we're just going to anticipate an un-Super Bowl parade. And so they were going to set it up, and the last game of the year, they won one game. And so those people were like, oh, we can't do it. So they saved the money just in case we lost the following year, and we lost all the games the following year, and we had the worst un-Super Bowl game ever. It was like the raggediest parade. It was like a joke. People were just pulling up in broken cars. I mean, that's Cleveland. That's mistake on the lake. That's what they call us.
But at least you still have the Cleveland Cavs.
We got the Cavs.
That LeBron played for.
And that was fun for a minute. And then
he left.
No, it was a minute because everybody knew he was going to leave. Like he never gave any inkling that he was going to leave. No one had a clue. He's from the area. He's from the city. But people were like, well, it's Cleveland, so you know he's going to leave. And so when he left, there was, they started burning stuff and everything else. But that was a fun time too.
Wow.
So it's really the Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Indians. I'm always anything Cleveland for now. I got on the Saints bandwagon because I lived in New Orleans for quite some time, and so
you just jumped from bad team to bad team.
That's
the issue here.
I can't help it. But I'm a big fan of those teams who never win. So if you start winning, I stop rooting for you. So I'm a big I like Dallas right now because everybody's jumping on them. And when they start winning, I'll be off their bandwagon to find another team. So that's just
that's like the opposite of a bandwagon.
Yeah.
That's
no.
People jump when they're getting.
You always got to root for the underdogs.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a person here who's like a really big into bandwagons. Seth, he followed.
Talk to me.
So Seth
Minister
followed
to him.
So you notice what he will never tell you that he's a Green Bay fan.
That's what I'm saying.
He'll never say that.
I was a Green Bay fan.
He was a Green Bay fan
really
when Aaron Rodgers was there.
With finals going on, I had time to do laundry.
He swapped to be an Eagles fan as soon as they got.
I've been an Eagles fan since 2018, bro. Don't even say anything.
So where'd you get the? Is that official? I got it offline.
NFL.
So you didn't find it in the store. You said, "I'm gonna pick this up."
It was a Christmas gift from my mom.
Okay.
He's an Aaron Rodgers. He was an Aaron Rodgers fan, which in and of itself is fine. But then he follows every single team. He has called Tom Brady dad more times than I think he's called his own dad. Like I think that's actually the case.
That is awesome. All right, but that is official. You didn't find that laying around and you just picked it up.
Sir,
so that means a lot. That somebody invested time to get the Green Bay. I'm with you on that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't invest in the Green Bay. That's the issue here. He's been an Eagles fan since 2018. That's Jalen Hurts, man.
Since the Nick Foles era.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's fair. Are you following a person? Is that your rationale?
Yes. No, he has no rationale. There is no rationale.
All right.
No. That's right with my team anyway. I know
he's a Saints fan. He's a Saints fan.
I'm a Saints fan.
Okay, you're Saints fan.
I mean, I read my team.
He will rock. What are they now? What are they, like 2-10?
It's all right, though.
It's all right, though.
It's all right.
We gonna get that one day. Yeah. One day we gonna get that.
I almost got in a fight at the Saints games. So when I came over from Cleveland, Ohio, right? We just moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, and my son was like, "Dad, I wanted to see the Browns play when we were in Cleveland, but you never took me to a game." I was like, "Bet they're coming to the New Orleans. We're going to the game." So my son and I, we go to the game, and they are almost going to win this game.
The Saints or the Browns?
The Browns are about to win this game. And the two of us are the only ones in the stands. We were like, let's go, Browns. Let's go, Browns. And somebody was drunk down below, and he kept pointing at me. He's like, I'm coming to get you. And his girl was like, don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's just drinking. Don't mind him. And I'm going, like, this dude, you're like 5'1". I was like, please come up. I'm like, I gotta protect my son too. I was like, yeah, come on up, please.
Because 5'1" is like,
yeah. He was a little. I mean, he was like one of those guys who you like, come on now, really, we're gonna do this. And so
you push him, he falls.
And I'm thinking to myself, I say, okay, man, I gotta remember, I'm a professor at a college. I'm not, I'm a minister. I got to represent the King of Kings. Let me not do nothing. So it came down to a field goal kick. I don't know if you remember this, but it was one field goal kick. If we made this field goal, the Browns won the game. And me and my son, I'm looking at my son, I'm saying to myself, this is the only time I'm going to root against the Browns. Like, please don't let him make this field goal. Please don't make it. And he missed it. He missed the field goal. The Saints win. And I looked at the guy. I was like, good game, my friend. Good game. And he was like, kind of thing. But that's the only time we went to a Browns game and almost got in a fight. But that would have been fun to see. I would have just
the fight would have been fun to see.
The fight would have been fun for my son. He was like, Dad, get him. It's Benjamin. He's like 9 years old at the time.
No, I get it.
So it was cool, man. It was cool.
Especially against a 5'1" guy that you're gonna like.
I know.
You're 6'5" dad.
Pick him up. You can push him over in a bit.
Yeah. I was like, man, I can get this guy. But it was cool, man. But everybody on the way out, all the Saints fans, like, he was just drunk. Don't worry about him, that kind of thing. So the fans were cool, though. The fans were cool. It was cool.
So on the topic of LSU sports, what do you see in the future of the sports?
I'm excited about the sports here. You know what I'm really excited about? I'm excited about the possibilities of the stadiums that we can build. I think the sports complex is what I'm excited about. I'm really excited about the direction of our sports. I think we're getting quality athletes in, individuals who can play well, and they're doing well. Even in our wins and losses, we're still, our esports is awesome. We got esports teams are doing great, championships there. We'll talk about the celebration after you win it. But, right.
We keep it very PG in our celebration, always.
But you know what the main thing is I'm excited about? I shared with our coaches too. I was like, listen, guys, I know that there's some places where wins and losses are everything. But in this environment, I want us to really disciple our athletes. I want them to be, to be better after they leave. And of course, wins and losses, but we're just not gonna fire you because you're losing games, right? But I will be on you if you're not discipling our youth. And that's a big thing for me. And, and we're trying to trickle that down into making sure we understand this as all unto the glory of God. But there's a 4-year window where people get a chance to say, now, let me get back to the complex because I'm finding things all over this place. So there's a blueprint of what the stadium should look like when it's done. And it's like 7 phases. No, the whole complex from the stadium. Also, it trickles into the softball, trickles in a little bit into baseball, how we unite it all together. And so that's what we're excited about. We've already had some contacts, hopefully, with some people who've been ignoring my calls, like the major ones, Nike, Converse, all those guys.
They're ignoring you.
They're ignoring me. They're
terrible.
Like, you're just some little guy over there. I'm like, hey, I'm going to keep, if you keep bothering them, you never know what can happen. But we're excited about the possibilities of just growing it to, because I think we're the only ones in Central Louisiana that can produce something like this. And so we're excited about our homeschool networks. There's the sports things that they're doing as well. So they're doing a lot of sports here on our campus. And so we really have an opportunity to be a good sports complex for the Central Louisiana. And that's what I'm most excited about. The players and the coaches and staff, the people bringing in quality athletes, people who are trying to find their way through. Not perfect. I'm not saying they're all perfect because none of us are, but we're striving to do in the right direction. So I'm excited about that. And I think that'll be fun along the way.
Who has impressed you the most? What team, I guess, has been like the most impressive to you in terms of when you came in? I just based on your standards. What has impressed you the most?
I will say this about our women's soccer team, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, our women's soccer team was impressive, and I'll tell you why. Because we had a prospect came in from Indiana, and they were not having a good experience all the way through. I mean, there was some they kind of drove up, caught us off guard a little bit, and I think they were trying to get their arms around a campus and couldn't really feel it right. But when they met the soccer team, the women's soccer team, they said they felt like family when they met them. Like the ladies took them in, they took care of them, they provided. I mean, it was like a family atmosphere, and I think that's what we're trying to produce along the way. My first team that I ever saw was the tennis team when I was in New Orleans. Got a chance to go to UNO? No, what's in Dillard. Okay. When they played Dillard, which is right around the corner from our home. So we just kind of drove up and watched them compete, and they were competitors. I was like, woo, good girls, woo, there was, woo. Ladies, not girls. Ladies. Girls is high school. Women is college. So that's much because I spent a lot of time with high school sports and everything else. And it's girls, high school, women's college sports, and they were just the way they played, the intensity by which they played, but the love that they had for the game really resonated as well. Of course, the football team's doing well. You know, Coach Ben being Coach of the Year, being able to celebrate him on Saturday. Yeah, we're celebrating him tomorrow and the team. And I'm all about celebrating teams when they win, and so that's what I want to make sure we do here. Because I'm not sure if it's done like that, but we're doing some different things along the way. So it's been fun, though.
Awesome. So there's a bit of a. I mean, we've talked to so many different players. In here, and the general consensus is like a family environment for the teams. Do you feel like that's something that? How would you describe? Do something that you walked into? Is that something that you encourage? How would you see that?
I think. I mean, okay. If we're talking about sports, I've never seen championships won by teams who hated each other.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. And so there's something about the family unit and how do you create that, the culture of a team so that they can have success. I think when point guards love the center, then there's some synergy that happens on the court. And I think that's the same way it should be with your grades, with your academics, with your occupation, where you're going to live. How do we build that so that when you leave, you had good experiences? One thing that really resonated with me was homecoming. When we had homecoming this year, a lot of alumni came back, and we got a chance to see them around you all. What I really realized, and I think a lot of people were looking at the alumni having their conversations, but I was watching you guys looking at them having their conversations. And what I noticed was, particularly at the Gene Rushing event, I noticed a lot of alumni just kind of had their arms around our students, like, hey, you're one of us. Like, it felt like it was a family. So in Central Louisiana, I think it's always been family. I think that's also always been. Our job now is just to make sure that we bring our best to it. And so that's been the fun part for me. I think it's always been here, always been family. Everywhere I go is Wildcat Nation all the way. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I had a buddy of mine go to England. He was in England, and he sent me a picture of a Wildcat being sold in the bookstore. I was like, wait a minute, how did he get a Wildcat hat in the bookstore selling
like
it?
One of ours?
Yes.
Wow.
I was like, dude, do we get a cut of that? Whatever, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it's like when we say Wildcat Nation is spread out everywhere, they really are. And I think that has a lot to do with us being a family and a unit. And when we go out, we're still one and the same. So that's a big part of it. And I think it's been here. And how do we bring it together so they can grow even more? That's what I'm looking forward to, especially as we walk into our 120th anniversary. So next year is 120 years. And so how do we celebrate that in such a way where those family units come back and we can restore, rebuild, and reimagine, which is what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, man. We're good. Anything else stand out?
So, okay, well, then if no one else has any other questions, then we have a bit of a tradition on the podcast. We ask.
Let's go.
So
wait.
We got
Can we? X?
Yes, we have to.
We have to ask if that.
We have to. All right, so who are your top 3 point guards of all time? Top 3 point guards of all time.
That's easy. Number 1, always going to be Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
By far, nobody. Do you have somebody else other than Magic as your number 1?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but
Wait.
No, go.
I was just
Okay.
gonna
Who's your number 1?
There's only one person in here that really thinks that there should be a certain top 3.
Okay, go.
No,
you got to give your list.
You gotta give your list.
We'll argue, and then we'll get into it. But no, Magic your one is perfectly acceptable.
I mean, I can go all the way back and grab some old school point guards. I really like our logo, Jerry West. I know. You probably don't hear his name a lot. But he was a logo. There's another old guy, but I won't say that. I'm trying to stay in your era. So I am going to go, I'm going to take Magic Johnson as my number 1 point guard. I was going to lean on Isaiah Thomas here.
Okay.
Because the Detroit Pistons didn't like him, but he got it done. And then my number 3 was, man, there's so many. I'm taking Allen Iverson. I don't care. I'm just taking
Allen Iverson.
I'm taking Allen Iverson. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm taking AI.
Interesting. Where? Well, then
I'm taking AI.
I can't say. I can't.
Okay. So where do you sit with
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry in that top 3?
I don't see him as a point guard.
You don't?
He's not a point guard.
So what is he?
He's a shooting guard.
He is a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
So who?
He's not a point guard to me.
That's interesting. I've never heard that in my life.
So where?
I don't see him as a point guard.
So is like Draymond the point guard of that team?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Who's point guard is someone who orchestrates.
Okay.
Who sets the tone? He orchestrates. Steph Curry does not orchestrate.
I can't help.
You can argue back, though.
Disagree with you on that.
You can disagree all the way. Just see who brings the ball up the most. All right, who brings the ball up the most for the Golden State
It's
Warriors?
between. I mean, obviously, it's between the two of them, but at least back in, I'd like to talk about players when they're at their best. You know, we don't want to talk. You know, now Steph Curry's it's a little different. Draymond's a little different.
Yep.
I'm thinking about 2015-16.
Okay, who do you
Warriors?
got? Okay, go ahead.
I can understand the Draymond pick as like a point guard figure.
Look, I don't have Steph Curry as my point guard.
Okay.
I would put it like this. Okay, if you had to pick your all-time team against any all-time team, would you have Steph Curry as your point guard on that team? Where would you? But would you have Steph Curry on that starting five? So that's the question.
That's a very good argument. That's actually
if you would have him at your starting five, why wouldn't you have him at point guard? I wouldn't want him at point guard. I want him as my shooting guard.
I probably want LeBron as my point guard.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with that. I think LeBron is more of a point guard than Steph Curry.
That's a hot.
That's
take,
not a bad take.
but it's not. No, it's not a bad take. It's not a bad take. Like that's a good ball knowledge take right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
do have better ball knowledge.
No,
because he played the game. And
Steph Curry's handles are
the
ridiculous. His handles are ridiculous. Better than LeBron's. I think his handles are crazy. Not better than Kyrie Irving. But if I had a point guard, I would pick. Who would you pick over? Would you take for a point guard? Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry?
It's funny that you're asking me this question.
Yeah.
This is why the debate is going on, right?
Okay, go.
So I have Magic.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Steph is in my 2.
Okay.
And I have Russell Westbrook at 3. But listen. Listen. Hold on.
Tell me why. I mean, I get it. Triple.
Look, Oscar Robertson had the triple-double leader.
I know.
They said no one's ever going to beat it. Came in, beat it easily.
That.
Averaged a triple-double on every team that he's been on.
Yeah.
And then he's I could pull up a stat sheet with all this stuff.
His numbers, you can't lie. You can't. Okay, I got you. I'm with you on that.
And if he's not top 3 for you, he should at least be top 5.
No, can't put not Russell. No.
Because
there's too many other point guards I would rather have than Russell. That can orchestrate a team.
I can't. I see that where I can't agree because I won't put Russ in my top 3. Okay. I think that's a little bit, but I think he deserves top 5.
I got
because
him in top 10. You're looking at stats and numbers. That
I'm
makes
not,
sense.
No.
That's
I'm looking
why
that makes sense. I mean,
think
it makes
stats
sense,
and numbers he did that, but then I think about how he orchestrated the Thunder when they had nobody. When they had nobody. When they're
I might be a little biased because I'm also an OKC fan.
He is an OKC fan.
My family's from Oklahoma. Grew up watching OKC.
But I was also.
You have a better take than I will because you're closer to it. You saw it. Okay.
So I would say he definitely orchestrated his connection with Steven Adams and
that's true.
That's something different. Steven Adams, Serge Ibaka, that was what he did with those bigs is and he didn't have anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had Victor Oladipo, but
he also helped PG become a top 3 voter in MVP voting.
Right.
So, okay. He opened up that field for PG. I think Russ is just the definition of a point guard in my eyes. Genuinely.
And he's I think it's not arguable that he's the most athletic point guard of all time.
By far. Won't even second guess that.
I think
by far.
What doesn't get talked about is his playmaking. Yeah. I think that people don't assume that he can play make, but you don't get 10 assists a game.
Yeah.
But you don't have a 20 and 20 and 20 game.
That's true. I'm with
without being a good playmaker.
So if you take no, he would need LeBron. That's not fair. I was if you take I'll say it anyway. If you take him and put him on the Cleveland Cavaliers teams that LeBron played with, do they go to the finals? As many times as LeBron?
No.
Right.
No, but
if you take LeBron off and put him on OKC, do they go to the finals?
Most likely.
Exactly. So
I don't know. I don't know.
Can it be interchanged?
This current OKC?
No, the teams that he took with
Russell
and
the problem is I don't think that they're compatible. We saw that though.
I know,
we saw that they're not very compatible players, and that's okay. I don't think all players have to be compatible.
So there's 5 players that's not 5 point guards is not like that. Then so Magic Johnson, not the same as Russ, but could probably get it done, right? So we have.
Sure.
I would still take. Would you take? Would you? Maybe you. They probably wouldn't see him that much. Would you take Isaiah Thomas over Russell Westbrook?
I think Isaiah Thomas has a good shout, but I wouldn't take him. But I think it's a good shout.
Yeah,
because again, I'm a stats guy. Seeing what Russ has done compared to Isaiah Thomas,
I know. I'm looking at leadership.
Isaiah Thomas was a good defense. Was a great leader. He's a very, very good defender. Probably one of the best defending point guards of all time. I feel like that's pretty valid to say. But I wouldn't I wouldn't take him over in terms of like pure production value.
I would take Anthony Hardaway over Russell Westbrook. I would take Anthony Hardaway over him.
In terms of leadership?
Just period. Anthony Hardaway was the quintessential point guard. I almost threw him into my top 3.
Okay.
Anthony Hardaway was the man. If you hadn't seen footage on him and how he leads a team, he's a bad dude. He just got injured. That's all that happened to him.
Okay.
He took Shaq and helped Shaq get there. I mean, he was a bad boy too. So Russ will probably be in my top 10, not in my top 5. I can't get him in my 5 yet because I still got people over.
I think I would put. I have Stockton.
Ooh,
on my.
I
put Stockton in my 3 as opposed to like a. Stockton to me. To me, that's like the quintessential point guard is John Stockton.
Mark Price is another one from Cleveland. It's a Cleveland guy, so that's from Cleveland.
There's like a bunch of there's Steve Nash.
I would take Steve Nash
Jason
over
Williams.
him. I would take Jason Williams.
I
just think they can't create. They create. I mean, those boys were creators. Woo, man.
So how do you feel about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as a leader?
Me and my son had this conversation about him. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think he gets the publicity that he gets. I don't think he gets the notoriety. I think he's in a smaller market. It's kind of hampering him a little bit, but he's a scoring machine too. So that's what he does. Do you like him or no?
Maybe he's a Thunder fan. He thinks
I went to Game 5 versus Denver. This last playoff run, and watching them in person is better than watching them on TV.
Yeah. He's so patient, man. He's patient.
He's one of those players that's like, he's just gonna score.
Yeah,
we were watching a couple days ago, and it was just like, this is ridiculous. What am I looking at?
He's gonna figure it out.
He's breaking like Michael Jordan's records, and he's breaking. Like he has 94 games now consecutively with 20+ points.
Yeah.
He's in second place for that. So
if he sustains it, it could be impressive. But I don't know. There's an aura that Jordan and Magic. I mean, the aura. That's all counts is factored in there too. So
okay,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
That's fair enough.
Hall of Fame. He's done. He's done. That's for sure. Russell's in the Hall of Fame too. He's done. That's a wrap. So we'll see what happens with that. But
so you would then say,
so you had your point guards in the 3. I just like who's your top 3 again?
Magic, Steph, and Russ.
You got Steph? Oh man, okay.
Well, I see him as So then, would you say who would you say is your like greatest of all time? Would you is it a natural progression there from Magic to Jordan? I'm asking you what you think.
No, I mean I'm Jordan all the way with that one. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. Yeah,
even being from
LeBron's
Cleveland?
on the hill. Yeah. Jordan, especially being from Cleveland. Yeah, the way
That-
he did it.
yeah.
It's not even a question, man.
You've been hurt too, but he also gave you
different.
your ring.
Jordan was different, man. That guy was different. He was just different. Like I can't even explain. I don't even know how he was different. He was no one when he came in the 80s. No one could guard that guy. When he came in the 80s, we're talking about 80 Jordan. I haven't seen nobody in NBA history that can stop him right now. Like one.
The Pistons stopped
Jordan
him.
was different. No, they didn't stop him. They stopped his team. They didn't stop him. They stopped his team. That's the only thing that stood in his way. And they had to if you have to make up rules for a person, like it wasn't like we're going to double Jordan. It was like we're going to triple. Then we're going to hurt Jordan. Then we're going to slam him on the ground and all those things. So he had to go through all that with the Pistons. And I watched that. So I was like, oh, man, this dude keep getting up. He's still flying through the air. So, yeah, he was interesting. So it's Jordan for me.
Okay.
Who's it for you guys? LeBron?
Yeah.
I think for me it's LeBron.
Tell me why. Because
at least for me, we can go down. I say LeBron. It started for me when he broke that record. We broke Kareem's record because I value stats, but I think that I think you value stats with what he's done.
Yeah.
So like he also has the 4 rings and he's the most prolific scorer of all time. And he beat I would say the greatest team of all time. He beat them. So I value that.
Yeah,
a little bit higher than the 6 rings, which you know, Jordan, great, number 2, obviously, but like
it's only 6 rings. Yeah.
But 6 compared to 4,
I got
it's a 2 difference. And I think going to 10 straight finals, I think that there's like, I don't think that's valued nearly enough. Like that doesn't get talked about. Like going to a finals, we see it now. Like even Jokic couldn't go back to back to a final back to back.
Especially in the West.
We don't even know if the Thunder are going to be able to do it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, We don't know. We don't know.
They're
We have
21-1.
Right.
They probably will, but we don't know.
Right. We don't.
We don't know.
Yeah,
It's been difficult. There hasn't been a back-to-back winner in like 10 years or since LeBron.
Mhm.
So it's hard to.
Mhm.
I think it's hard to like value, not
I
put
got
value
you.
in that when no one else can do it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So LeBron's like the greatest stats player ever.
I think that's also my take.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
because I'm big on stats again, so
Mhm.
I think the same thing he said is kind of why I think Bron's the GOAT.
The
Nah,
great.
his leadership for me is like
Mm-hmm.
he built the team. He built like any team he get on. He's like the leader. He's the number one. He's the overall head of that team.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Jordan, he was different. He was mentality wise.
Mhm.
He built his own team.
Mm-hmm.
He built his own teams. Like you was there. If you wasn't with him, he's doing it by himself.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't.
LeBron,
see,
he's
I don't
with a
think
team.
that's
He's
true.
a team leader.
I don't think that part is 100%
What's
true.
that?
Mm-hmm.
The whole like Jordan, he builds the team by himself, because Jordan didn't win until he had Stockton with him, and that's not a knock to Jordan. I think you can't win.
You mean Pippen?
Pippen, sorry,
I got you.
Pippen.
Mhm.
Excuse, but I think you can't. Obviously, no great's gonna win by themselves, but like LeBron, he got to a finals essentially by himself.
Mhm.
Like that team that he had, there was good. They're
So
very
you
good.
don't think Jordan did it by himself?
No, I don't think he did it by himself.
Really?
No, he had the greatest coach of all
thought that.
time.
I thought that.
He had the greatest coach of all time.
So the coach played for him?
No, he had the greatest system of all time.
Did you not see the numbers that he put up?
He put up great. No, he was great.
Did you
But
not see his numbers?
He was a great player in a great system.
Who stopped him?
No one. 'cause you
Last
can't
time
stop-
I checked, Jordan, he had his own shoe. He's Air Jordan. You forgot? Just
But
I
pick
didn't-
and roll
I
Jordan.
didn't forget.
But I do like.
Free throw jumping Jordan. You forgot that.
But I do like the fact that without Kyrie though.
No, you're right. Without Kyrie, without Anthony Davis, without Dwayne Wade,
Yeah,
without
yeah,
he doesn't get those
yeah.
rings. 100%.
Jordan had Scotty the whole time, and Dennis joined them. Yeah,
And Dennis.
Dennis joined them, but it was Mike's show. It was.
It
his
was
show.
all Mike.
Ron Harper,
Yeah. Ron Harper, yeah. Cleveland guy.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, gotta have it.
Like
Yeah.
he had
Mhm.
like a top 3 greatest team of all time. At
Who's
least.
that? Oh,
The Bulls.
yeah.
The Bulls. I mean, it's at there is zero argument for that team to not be top 3. So,
They always have fun with it as well. So, but we'll see. It's been fun though. I like the debate though. You always gotta have it. That's always a good thing.
So do you have anything else?
Actually, someone in the studio had a question about your shoe game.
Yeah.
Where do you get your style from, or what's your?
I'm a Jordan guy, number one, so I always try to find Jordan. I fell in love with Vans not too long ago. I think that was a piece of like, okay. And then the latest ones out are what's the name of the shoes? I have them. I had like 3 or 4 pairs of them. What's the name of the shoe? They look like house shoes, but they're not. They're Hey Dudes, yeah.
Hey
I
Dudes.
start wearing those. So those are my
Hey Dudes,
3
Hey
go-tos.
Dudes.
Okay.
So, I'm walking around campus all the time. And so I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not wearing dress shoes around campus
Right.
in a suit all the time.
Yeah.
So those are my 3. So it's Jordans, Hey Dudes, and then Vans. Those are my.
What kind of Jordans?
I'm a big fan of the 13s.
Oh yes.
The 13s are my
That's
favorite
ball.
ones.
Yeah,
I
because
love
that's-
those.
The shoes you got on now are pretty dope.
I know, man. What are these? I don't even know what these are.
What are
What
those?
numbers are these? Those are the.
I don't even know.
what those are.
I ain't
Hey,
seen
is
that.
this the first
I
time
don't
the
know shoes
podcast
like
ever
that.
had shoes?
I don't think we've ever had shoes
Shoe cam.
on the pod. The president could do that if he wants
Yeah, I
to.
like the shoe game. Well, yeah, man. So it's been keeping it, having fun with it. You guys have been awesome. Just kind of checking your podcasts out on the Facebook, right? You put them on Facebook.
Facebook and YouTube.
YouTube. So make sure you stay tuned. How'd you guys come together anyway?
How did we?
You gotta go. Yeah.
This is our class.
This is a part of
He's
class.
our teacher.
Part
He's
of
our
class.
teacher. This is our
This
class.
is our final.
This is our final.
Yeah. So you could turn this into something if you wanted to, just like
Yeah.
everything else. Yeah. You can do something. Of
course.
That's awesome. But you guys doing a great job with it all the way.
Thank
And congratulations on the championship, guys. Speaking of champions, the esports
That's
champs.
tonight.
You don't get the
We
love you
haven't-
deserve.
We haven't played the championship game yet.
I know I can't. So
We tonight.
Tonight's
that's
the night.
7:00.
7:00.
Wildcat Plus
I'll
We're
be
in the
checking
game
it out.
room. We're watching it live.
I'll be checking. I gotta do a
wedding.
wedding rehearsal
Yeah.
for weddings tomorrow. So. Yeah, let me say that nicely, since if they watch on the podcast, I'm looking forward to this wedding coming. So yeah, we're gonna have a wonderful time, man. It's been good, though.
Yeah.
But thanks for letting me hang out.
All right. Well,
Thanks for coming.
that was Dr. Mark Johnson, everybody. So this has been our Wildcats Media Sports Podcast, the last podcast of the semester. I've been Adán Wright, joined by Bryson Maloney, Danny Cobb, and Seth Bynog. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all next time.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, gentlemen. It was awesome.